for. All right, we're recording. All right, you do the intro.
So, all right. So a lot of things happened last week and this week too. Last week there was the whole storming of the Capitol building. We're going to talk about that. Then there was the deplatforming of Parler. And there was Democrats taking the Senate. And now Trump got impeached. Just today, Trump got impeached. All right, where shall we begin? Shall we begin chronologically?
Say that again.
All right. 4 things have happened recently. Democrats took the Senate. Parler got deplatformed. The Capitol was stormed, and Trump just got impeached. Let us now discuss all those events.
All right, so I say the
chronologically
Capitol stormed because the Capitol getting stormed had a lot to do with most of those events. So first off, obviously there was a pretty well-known protest scheduled at the Capitol building.
Yeah.
For January 6th. Most of the Trump supporters were peaceful, but obviously some got inside. I believe the death total now is 6 confirmed. I only heard about 1, and then afterwards I heard there was 4, and then the 6th one just came recently.
Yeah.
So obviously
and 50 injured.
What?
50 injured.
Yeah. Some explosive devices were found. I think there was like 5 of them. Yeah, 5 sounds about right.
I mean, we can clearly see that it's a bad thing, but the real conversation is, where is the blame gonna go?
Yeah,
that is the question.
Yeah, honestly, I think the blame goes on a fringe group of extreme Trump supporters who were willing to do anything to keep him in office. Trump didn't want any of the violence.
Well, that's debatable. You see, I don't know if Trump incited the violence, but maybe we could argue that he actually caused it. Let me explain. Do you agree with me that if Trump had not done all of those voter fraud lawsuits and just conceded in November, none of this would have happened?
Yeah, but I mean, I thought there was some fraud.
There definitely was some fraud, but do you think had Trump conceded in November?
Yeah, I think no. Well, no, because then some Trump supporters might go rogue. Because there's a lot of them weren't going to concede. So yeah, I think something similar would have happened if Trump had conceded in November. But I think not conceding definitely made it worse.
Yeah,
I guess part of the blame is on Trump, but not as much as progressives are pinning on him.
Most of the blame is on them, of course, but Trump by doing all that mess with the lawsuits. It did, make the situation a little worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
He didn't do it intentionally.
Yeah.
There was not a single statement by Trump saying, "Go and storm the Capitol." He did not say that explicitly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he denounced it like twice.
Explicitly, that's the thing. There's at most you have an implicit statement supporting it, and you have 2 explicit denunciations.
Yeah. And obviously that led to Trump getting banned from Twitter. The current impeachment process going on. I believe it just made it through the House.
Yeah, now they need 66 senators to convict him.
Which I doubt is going to happen. I don't think Trump's going to get impeached in the Senate.
Well, I mean, 10 House Republicans did vote impeach him, but that's not enough. That's not, when you compare the Senate and the House, how much members in each House, that's not enough,
Yeah, that might turn a couple of Republican senators for impeaching Trump, but I doubt it'll reach 66.
Mitch McConnell, Romney. I mean, they might get like 6 Republicans.
Yeah, because I mean, is it fair? Because if I recall correctly, Mitt Romney actually did vote to impeach Trump on 1 count during the last impeachment.
Yeah, Romney is more likely to impeach Trump than the most conservative Democrat is. He's
yeah. Yeah, there's definitely some party lines being crossed here. Yeah, so then that led to Trump getting banned from Twitter. I think that's a violation of the First Amendment. I have gotten in debate with some people.
You believe? Well, let me ask you this. If I had a website and you had an article on it, right? And you wrote an article for my website. Am I allowed to remove your article from the website?
Mm. That's different though, because it's a social media site. The news, the website is it's a publisher. It's not a platform.
Okay. But if I have a website and
I think it applies to platforms and publishers differently.
okay, so if I have a YouTube video and you put a comment on it, do I have a right to remove the comment?
Yeah,
Isn't that? But so why should I'm
but
trying
you're
to be
you're a
consistent.
publisher and you're controlling comments made on your own work.
Okay, I'm just trying to see if you're consistent on these two issues.
No, I think deplatforming people from a social media site is way different.
Well, they pretty much have a monopoly. Bezos, Zuckerberg, and
Yeah, you're trying to shut out opposing points of view. That's what they're trying to do. I mean, it's different, I guess, from say removing comments on a YouTube video, in that YouTube, Google, Facebook, Twitter, they have way more power than you.
they're going to be more powerful than the president at some point.
Yeah, I mean, evil fascist dictator voted and censored out of office.
Pretty ironic when a fascist gets censored. I mean, fascism. I know I want to digress, but fascism. I read a chapter in a book about it. What fascism is apparently. It's this extremely authoritarian ideology that you have to be loyal to the state. I don't see how Trump is any of that.
Yeah,
Even if he's a racist, that does not make him a fascist.
yeah, for sure. Then the whole Capitol thing led to Parler getting deplatformed.
Yes.
Yeah, first it was removed. Yeah, first it was removed from the Play Store. Then Apple gave it an ultimatum that basically if it doesn't adopt censorship policies, and within 24 hours it'll be removed from the App Store, which it did. And then Amazon's refusing to host them as a website, so Parler is dead. It is no longer around.
Well, they could get another server. I think they're trying to get another server, but they're rejecting them. I mean,
Yeah,
you'll only be able to access it from the computer. That's really gonna make them decline. They might not
Yeah.
make enough money and they'll have to close.
yeah, they don't have very long.
There are two explanations of this. One I call the naive explanation, which by the way does not make it false, and the other one is the obvious explanation that seems obvious at least, right? The naive explanation is that Twitter and Facebook, they think that Parler is a platform of Nazis and racists. That's what Stephen Colbert said, by the way. And what the conservative explanation, which I call the seemingly obvious one, is that Parler poses a threat. You know, they're pretty much competition for Facebook and Twitter, right?
Yeah, I'd say Twitter to much more of a degree.
So they took it down. That these are the two leading explanations. Now you tell me which one is more likely.
I think the second one's more likely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if you go on Wikipedia, it says that Parler is full of conspiracy theories. It says that it's full of that it's got anti-Semitism. But the thing with Wikipedia is, anytime it's about Trump or Biden, they always take the Biden side of the conflict. Like, you know, the Don Jr. thing. In Wikipedia, it says that Don Jr. is a conspiracy theorist, and I tried fixing that. Didn't let me fix it. Didn't let me edit it.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, Parler has admitted it's non-biased.
Well, I did hear about leftists getting banned from Parler. That
Yeah, I heard there was a few cases of that, but from what I've heard, it's mainly because they joined the site to harass right-wingers.
Well, I think Parler's policy is to ban anyone that explicitly incites violence. It was something around that line. If
Yeah.
they incited violence explicitly, they said
And
kill
then-
all, kill blah blah blah, insert name, kill that. Then I can see how that's
Yeah, that's definitely a bannable offense. But I mean, they're just all these private companies. They're just restricting opposing views. That's all there is to it. They're not trying to keep anyone safe.
Well, that's one of the leading explanations, of course. That's probably more likely, but
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to prevent certain views from making it out.
let me ask you this: why do you think Google and Facebook banned Alex Jones?
Apparently, the main bans were pertaining to him denying the Sandy Hook shooting.
So you think they banned him because
Yeah,
he was
that's
dangerous
what
idea?
I remember. Is like right after he said that. Yeah.
You think he was just spreading real dangerous conspiracies?
No, I mean, there's some evidence that points towards it being fishy, but I don't think there's anything major. I think it's definitely very much a conspiracy theory, but Alex Jones didn't deserve to be banned for it. It's
Do you
free
think the
speech.
reason
It's
he
free.
got
It's free speech after all.
So you think he got banned because Facebook said that he had conspiracy theories, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Couldn't you apply that same reasoning to Trump getting banned?
no, because he is pointing out fraud, and no one is really doing anything about it.
I mean, there's apparently you go on Facebook. There's nothing wrong with claiming that Trump stole 2016. There's nothing wrong with claiming that.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty conspiratorial. I mean, there's no evidence that Russia colluded in 2016.
I'm not sure if there's no evidence, but
No,
like
all
maybe,
evidence pointed to to people
okay,
like the Clintons.
supposedly arguing with a fact checker, he'd say there is evidence for that happening, but there isn't evidence for it. There is evidence for 2016 getting stolen, but there's no evidence for 2020 getting stolen. Basically, those guys, anytime they always take the Biden side. So if we were to do what they wanted with what they say, there's no evidence. It'd really be just allowing pro-Biden stuff and not allowing anti-Trump stuff.
Yeah,
No, pro-Biden and not allowing pro-Trump.
yeah,
You want to talk about Democrats taking the Senate now?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, Democrats taking the Senate. Yeah, 50-50 split, but Kamala's the tying vote on stuff where there's a tie.
One.
Yeah,
I thought that when it's 50-50, another seat is added, so it's 101 Senate seats.
yeah.
Are you? I'm gonna guess that you're a conservative, right? I'm a centrist. What are you worried about?
I'm more libertarian.
Yeah, what are you worried about if they now that Democrats are gonna have the Senate?
I would say gun control is definitely more likely to pass, but I doubt anything like an assault weapons ban or mag bans would happen because Joe Manchin, a Democrat, opposes those things.
And a handful more.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be at most 48 or 49 senators supporting such policies. So Kamala Harris wouldn't get the vote in there. She would get the tie-breaking vote.
And are you concerned about anything else? Anything economic?
I'm pretty concerned. I mean, they are more likely to pass Medicare for all.
Medicare for all? You mean single payer?
Yeah.
Well, it's very unlikely to pass. Biden is against it. Chuck Schumer and Pelosi
Yeah,
are
but
against
expanding public health care, that's definitely something that they're going to try to do.
a public.
And it's more likely to pass.
Are we talking about the Affordable Care Act?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not exactly a public option from what I've been understanding. But
yeah, it's just lower costs.
Republicans failed to repeal it in 2017. So it's still there from what I can understand.
Yeah. But I definitely think they're going to expand it.
Maybe they'll expand Medicaid, but do you support that?
I'm unsure on that. Another thing that's more likely is marijuana getting legalized, but I still doubt that's going to happen.
Yeah, the thing is, Kyle Kalinske made this point, right? So what it could come down to is, since it's 50-50, you won't get Joe Manchin, but you always have to get one of the rogue Republicans. Like for marijuana legalization, you'll get Rand Paul. You'll lose Manchin, but you get Rand Paul. And for 2002K stimulus checks, you lose Manchin, but you get Hawley.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll be 49 Democrats and a rogue Republican. Oh, that's what it's going to be from now on.
Yeah. Like they're going to have to pull one or two senators from the other party in order to get things passed. Because, you have those few senators that don't go along party lines.
Murkowski, Collins. Mansion.
Rand Paul and some issues like marijuana.
Oh, Rand Paul was based.
Yeah.
All right, you want to talk about? Let's check the impeachment news. You want to share screen? Present what's going on with the impeachment.
Yeah, just a sec. I gotta close some tabs. Instagram DMs.
Close the tabs.
Yeah, I just closed the tabs. There, I'm sharing my screen.
All right, let's check this thing out.
All right, let's check CNN first. House impeaches Trump for role in deadly Capitol riot. Notice how CNN covers that differently than BLM riots. All right, go to impeachment there.
Why don't you tell the 10 Republicans that voted to impeach him?
Yeah.
Republicans.
GOP lawmaker says he voted to impeach Trump because masses of rioters to incite violence. California GOP Representative David Valadao explained on Twitter why he voted to impeach President Trump, saying the president encouraged masses of rioters to incite violence. President Trump was, without question, driving force in the catastrophic events.
What the quote is: encouraged masses of rioters, so he incited people to incite. Isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah.
Encouraging someone to encourage.
There's an ad.
Let's see what the 10 are.
Just a sec. I'm gonna. Crap. God damn it.
Impeached twice.
Mute. There. That's better.
Right.
That made it onto the podcast.
Huh?
Probably did. Speaker Pelosi has thrown precedent and process out the window by turning what should be a thorough investigation into a rushed political stunt. I wish more than anything that we had more time to hold hearings to ensure due process of the video continued. Fortunately, Speaker Pelosi did not afford us that option. Valadao said that he voted based on the facts and had to go with my gut and vote my conscience.
There was something interesting right below. McConnell makes clear no Senate trial before Biden is sworn in.
Okay.
It's like that impeachment amounted to nothing.
Yeah, but I heard
symbolism.
No, but I heard that a president can be impeached after he leaves office.
And then what happens after that? Then Trump can't run for in 2024.
Yeah, maybe he'll be put on trial for some things.
You want to talk about Trump? He's about to leave. How good of a president he was, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely talk about what Trump did as president. I think he was doing well until COVID hit.
Yeah.
Without COVID, I have no doubt Trump would have won this election.
Yeah, let me explain.
The Democrats are really able to get him on COVID.
Well, there's this method for election predictions. It's called the 13 keys. Maybe you should show it. And one of the things that has to be true, has to occur. Just look it up. I'll explain.
13 keys.
Basically, Trump got screwed over by the 13 keys because of COVID-19. Just look it up and you'll see.
All right.
And it's very likely you're right when you say that Trump would have won without COVID-19. Just look up the 13 keys and present.
Is on polyvote.com. Is that the one?
Go to Wikipedia, 13 keys.
Okay.
It's method.
The keys to the White House.
Yes.
So the 13 keys to the White House is a checklist of 13.
I'll present so that everyone can see. No.
Yeah. Let me share my screen again.
Right.
Midterm gains after the midterm elections, the incumbent party holds more seats in the U.S. House of Representatives than the previous midterm elections. No primary contest. There's no serious contest for the incumbent party nomination. Incumbent seeking re-election, the incumbent party candidate is the sitting president. No third party. There's no significant third party or independent campaign. Strong short-term economy. The economy is not in recession during the election campaign. a strong long-term economy, real per capita economic growth during terms of
Basically,
goals or exceeds mean growth.
these
during
things
previous
screwed
years.
Trump over. There was a bad economy, bad short term and long term. There were no midterm gains, and there was no foreign military success. Trump is not charismatic, and there was scandal. He got impeached,
Yeah, and there was the whole Russia thing, which
and COVID-19,
yeah,
and there was social unrest with BLM. He got.
yeah, like the whole BLM stuff coming back up in 2020,
You would
as well
believe
as
that.
COVID. That's what really killed Trump.
You would believe that the BLM riots would have actually helped Trump against Biden, but people blame the social unrest on Trump. Yeah,
Yeah,
and that method, the 13 keys, it's successfully predicted every election since 1984,
wow,
except 2000. And you know what went on there.
yeah.
All right, let's
Um,
throw in one more thing.
all right. What do you want to talk about next?
Let me see. Rolling.
Yeah, we've covered pretty much everything.
Do you blame the Capitol riot on Trump?
I think he deserves some of the blame, not all though.
Do you think he should be impeached?
No, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, there's not a whole lot of time left in this presidency.
I mean, the argument among Democrats is that you give this guy 1 day and he's going to go crazy. But by impeaching him, suppose that he is crazy. By impeaching him, you're already provoking him.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I think that's it's not worth it to impeach Trump. Just wait for his presidency to end, and well, a week. Yeah, if there's a week left in his presidency, I don't think it's worth it to impeach him.
He's not going to be president on the 20th. He's not going to be.
Yeah,
so.
just give him his last week, and then let Biden get sworn in.
I mean, I really feel bad for him. People hate him so much.
Yeah.
And now he's getting impeached twice. Just imagine that.
Yeah. Sucks. Yeah, anyways, I think that's it. Any last words?
Huh?
Any final words?
The final words will be no final words.
All right. Bye then. That's it. Like, got nothing else.
Yeah.